Hey y'all, what's up? We're back out in the garage. We're gonna do a couple quick videos here. More of the spindle work, right? We're cutting off those old brake brackets and actually the spindle arm and everything on these old zip spindles. As you can see, this is not original here. He's slotted out the top, welded a nut on the top of the kingpin, and then ran a bolt across, to jack this camber into the spindle. This is the full-on metric original spindle. You see this one here, it was broke and booger welded a bunch of times, the back of it. They're also not straightforward, right? They're actually bent pieces of, so instead of cutting an angle in your stub axle, to match it, to find our way, the Brits did it the other way. They weld this on straight 90 and they bend the crap out of the yoke for some reason. Don't know, 6 of one, half dozen of another, right? I mean, but this stuff, that had to go. That's just a bolt. That's just a 5/8 bolt on there. So we're about ready to, we've already cut through this side. We've marked everything, right side, left side, up, front, forward. I just wanted to show you how little is really holding the steering and brakes onto this spindle. It's really, as you can see, just about 7/8 of an inch, just under an inch, right? Maybe an inch with the weld itself. And then really nothing, a 1/4 inch with some weld on the other end, and that's it. So what we're going to do, we're going to add to it. We made a little template here. We're going to cut some metal and box this in, right? We're going to fill that in the same way Emick does. This one's bent, but the same way Emick does with their spindles. This is actually all one piece. The gusset strengthens up the spindle, and holds that arm, because on this Emick, this is probably a right front. Off of here would come your brake mount. Obviously not a Kelgate brake mount. No, I don't know. You might be able to get on it. Anyway, the Paul Martin and stuff would come off the top of that there, like the spindles we've got here, right? Here you've already got the Paul Martin still mounted on it. But as you can see in there, I hope you can see it's tied in, right? You've got that one piece 90-degree brake in that gusset to strengthen that and give it just more of a weld bond surface from the yoke to the spindle arm and the brake mount itself. Because these spindles, when you get on the brakes, they're going to direction of the rotation. They're going to be torquing. I'll tell you, I had on the old RPM carts, this one right here, when we went to Summit Point, and we first took the brake calipers that we're going to use on this cart right here, the little miniature Paul Martins. If I've got one handy right here, you've seen them, the little Brembo copy. Shoot. Yeah, of course, now I'm blowing the video. But the little miniature Paul Martin caliper. I don't know if we've got one under here or not. But they worked so well that the gripping power of that caliper literally bent the spindle arm because we didn't have enough gusseting on there. So there is a lot of torque, a lot of pressure on these spindles. And so even though this is just a 4-inch outside diameter rotor, it is, I believe it's cast, because it's vented, and it's got some cross drilling to it where you can see the light right through there. Those holes do go all the way down to the bottom to these holes here. So you've got free flowing air going through there, right? Coming in and going out. That's only a 4-inch rotor. It's about 5 millimeter wide. So that's what we're doing. We're going to go ahead, and I just wanted to show you this one before he cut it all the way off, how little is actually making contact with that yoke of that spindle. There's far more beef here than there is here. So we're gonna remedy that. We're gonna go ahead and simulate this with 2 pieces, and we'll end up, you know, cutting it a little short, so we've got, you know, we can TIG weld in here. And we'll just tack it all in place. And this is obviously going to sit on an angle. It's not going to sit straight up and down because it's going to sit 90 degrees to our stub axle, right? You smell what I'm cooking now? But we're not going to bother. We're not even going to tack that bit on until we get this on the cart with a wheel tire squared up, straightened up. And what we'll do is we'll put the hub, wheel tire, and everything on here. Once we get it, we'll get this welded up. Once we get the angles right, we'll get both of those welded up. We'll tack our sheet metal, our metal piece in here, not sheet metal, but our little piece of flat stock in here. And then what we'll do is we'll mount the caliper right on the brake bracket, drop it right onto the rotor, right onto the assembly, and that's how we'll do it. We'll maybe even put some brake pressure on it to clamp the caliper down on the rotor so it's sitting where it's going to sit, right? And then we can start tacking everything in place. Sounds like my niece and nephew are killing each other over here in the backyard, but they were just in here tearing it up. They wanted to paint something. They see the room, you know, I told them that's, you know, the warm weather, folks. Look, we're over 60 degrees on the wall here, and it's 4:30 in the afternoon. So that's it. Gonna finish cutting this one off. Gonna run over to Rich's house, hit him on the sander real quick, and then we got to look through the trailer and see if we can find some 4-stroke parts for Bob in the old trailer. Maybe something we neglected to pack in his box and ship back to him. I think we got it all, but we'll find it. We'll go take a look for you, Bob, and get on over there. And when we get ready to do the rest of this stuff, we'll bring you part 2 of all this, getting this stuff mocked up, getting it ready to go. Hang in there, folks. My niece and nephew are tearing it up over there. Holy cow. Man, hang in there. Enjoy the weather.